Before we begin, I would like to introduce my YouTube channel, BL Nongsap. Let's start.
The cover page of the National Curriculum Framework for the Foundational Stage 2022 is more than an illustration. It is a carefully constructed visual narrative that reflects how young children learn, grow, and experience education in India.
At first glance, the image appears joyful and lively, but each element on the cover has a deeper educational meaning. Together, they communicate the core philosophy of the foundational stage learning, that is, play-based, inclusive, culturally rooted, and developmentally appropriate.
In the background, we see a school building. Importantly, it is not placed at the center. This reminds us that learning is not limited to classrooms or walls. Instead, learning happens everywhere, through interaction, movement, nature, and play. The presence of a bicycle outside the school further suggests accessibility, community connection, and an informal, child-friendly learning environment.
Moving to the foreground, the open green playground becomes the main learning space. Trees, open land, and play equipment like a slide highlight the importance of outdoor learning. The yellow school bus symbolizes safety, inclusion, and access for all children. Nature and play are shown as integral to education, not as optional activities.
Above the scene, a blue paper airplane flies freely across the sky. This simple object carries a powerful message. It represents imagination, creativity, curiosity, and aspiration. The movement of the airplane shows that learning is dynamic and joyful. It also reflects the value of simple, low-cost play materials that encourage exploration and creativity for every child.
At the heart of the image stands the teacher, dressed in a traditional yellow sari. Her attire reflects cultural continuity and rootedness. Her posture is open and engaged. One hand gently supports a child, while the other points upward, guiding attention toward the paper airplane. She is not instructing from a distance, but learning alongside the children.
The teacher represents a facilitator of learning, rather than a traditional authority figure. Her upward gaze models curiosity and lifelong learning. Positioned at the center, she becomes the anchor of the learning community.
At the center of this visual narrative are 6 children, each representing the diversity of development, learning styles, and expressions found in the foundational years.
The image reminds us that children are not passive recipients of knowledge. They are active participants in their own learning, and each child engages with the environment in a unique way.
Let us first observe the child at the far left. This child's body language shows unrestrained joy and physical energy. The open posture and lively movement reflect the natural enthusiasm of early childhood. It reminds us that movement, play, and freedom are essential components of learning at this stage.
Next, we see a child standing confidently, actively involved in the shared activity. This posture reflects growing self-confidence and engagement. It represents children who learn best by participating, questioning, and interacting directly with their surroundings.
Close to the teacher is a child with a stick, which signifies physical development, cultural traditions, and the integration of movement in learning.
Another child is holding a paper airplane. This child represents hands-on learning. The act of holding and using a simple learning material reflects creativity, problem-solving, and ownership of the learning process. It shows that children learn best when they are allowed to do, make, and explore.
We also notice a child sitting comfortably on the ground. This child reminds us that learning does not always require constant action. Observation, reflection, and quiet engagement are equally valuable ways of learning. The relaxed posture suggests a secure and inclusive environment where every child's way of learning is respected.
Finally, one child stretches both arms upward with visible excitement. This energetic gesture represents kinesthetic learning and expressive communication. The open body language and animated expression show how children use their whole bodies to think, feel, and communicate.
Together, these 6 children form the heart of the National Curriculum Framework for the Foundational Stage Vision. They represent diversity, inclusion, and respect for individual developmental pathways. The image affirms that there is no single way to learn and no single model child.
Guiding this learning experience is the teacher, positioned at the center, not as an authority figure, but as a facilitator and co-learner. Her presence ensures support, direction, and emotional grounding, while allowing children the freedom to explore.
In conclusion, the National Curriculum Framework for the Foundational Stage 2022 cover page powerfully communicates that early childhood education must be child-centered, joyful, and inclusive. By placing children at the heart of the visual story, the framework reminds us that education begins with understanding, respecting, and celebrating the many ways children learn.
This video is prepared by Shri BL Nomsap. Once again, make sure to share, like and subscribe and give your valuable positive feedback and comments. Thank you.